OK, the woman in the red jacket.
You talk about the Lib Dems as a viable alternative to Labour or the Tories. I'd just like to ask you, with 14 million UK citizens now living in poverty, do you regret consistently voting with the Conservatives in favour of harsh and uncaring benefit cuts? And how does that put you as any kind of alternative to the Conservative Party?
I mean, I absolutely recognise the issue that you're raising, and the bottom line is that there are far too many people in our country living in poverty, and life is too hard. And we did not get everything right.
So should we just look at your voting record? In government, you voted for the bedroom tax.
Yeah.
You frequently voted against raising benefits and frequently voted against paying higher benefits to people with illnesses or disabilities.
So, as I was saying, we didn't get everything right.
Not you were a minister in that government.
And, you know, we also had plenty of fights with the Conservatives. And we won some of those fights, and we lost some of those fights. And I am sorry that we did not win more of those fights in coalition because of the reasons that you are outlining. Now, we did stop the Conservatives cutting 12 billion more from welfare. We did stop them bringing in the two-child cap, which they did, of course, when they were on their own in 2015. But I absolutely think that we have lessons to learn from that. I've learned those lessons, and if you look at what we're setting out, we are identifying 6 billion extra to put into universal credit to make sure that you don't have that 5-week wait, which is hurting so many people, so that we get rid of that two-child cap, that we get rid of the bedroom tax. So I get it. We got stuff wrong, and we, in the future, going forward, are determined to get it right.
Does that satisfy you?
Not at all. Not in the slightest bit. You're still going to keep the universal credit, which everybody knows is not working at all. The Labour Party has made it absolutely clear that they're going to get rid of universal credit, and quite right. And I can't honestly say that I could ever trust, after what happened in Sheffield, and we know all about that in Sheffield, when the Lib Dems went into coalition with the Conservatives, how can we expect it to be believing anything you say on this issue?
I absolutely accept the way that you feel, and I might not be able to convince you on this, and I recognise that. You know, I do think that whatever, you know, scrapping universal credit on its own isn't some kind of magic bullet. We need to have a system that provides support to people. I think the biggest problems with universal credit is the lack of money that's in it, not the principle that you try to have a simpler benefit system instead of there being multiple different payments that creates more complexity. So I think the principle of making it simpler is a good one, but it needs to have the money behind it, and that's what we're setting out to do.